Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Before we get started, okay, so the reason why I love the comment section so much when people write in the comments and stuff like that is not just because I love hearing what everyone thinks and their perspectives and stuff like that, and it does help me shape how I do um my reviews moving forward and stuff like that. Just information and things like that. Or if anything I'm doing wrong and someone wants to point it out or whatever, I do always sit there and take constructive criticism. Constructive criticism. Um and with that being said, somebody wrote a very interesting comment. Um and then I sat there and I was like, wow, how did I oversee that whole thing? And this is the Brooklyn story. Her pregnancy. It hit me like a bolt of lightning, and I'm just like, wow, I feel really dumb. So remember before Brooklyn left, she, they showed the results saying that she was pregnant. Um, Now she comes back, and she's faking this whole, she's doing this whole faking the baby to get back the company from Valentine. And I'm sitting there thinking, so are we all just supposed to sit there and forget that the pregnancy test came back positive before she left? We're all just supposed to just magically forget that, right? And somehow, I forgot. I don't know how I forgot. I'm still trying to figure that out. Um, I know obviously it has a lot to do with the fact that there's life outside of General Hospital, but the point is, I forgot. And I'm just not there thinking, is that what, like, the writers counted on? I mean, listen, I love GH. I've been watching the show since 2001. And with that being said, there's been times that I've seen GH just start a story and just kind of just abandon it. Or just kind of just write it off. Or they just won't even go back to it. Like, remember Holly? Remember that story when, you have Robert trying to look for Holly and stuff like that, and now she's held captive? Yeah, they never really got back to that, did they? Remember, Claudette? Remember that? When they realized that she may not actually have faked her death, and they were gonna go and sit there and look for her? Yeah, yeah. And they just completely abandoned that. So my point is this one of those things where it's like they just kind of are trying to like retcon something, or I don't know. I don't know, but I just find the whole damn thing strange that, she was pregnant and then now she's faking a pregnancy. Like, what happened in that between time? Are they gonna get back to it? That's something that hopefully they will. Um, so yeah, going into this episode today, Brooklyn is talking to Britt, and I'm sitting there thinking, okay, so this is gonna be the plan, right? Like, Maxie's gonna sit there and give the baby to, Brooklyn, and they're gonna kind of just figure out how to do this whole switcheroo thing or whatever. Nope. Brooklyn is just being defensive, and Britt's like, so just lift up your shirt and let's see what's going on, and she's just being stubborn and stubborn and stubborn. At some point, Britt leaves to go do something else, or no, that's not what happened. Um, she heard commotion in the other room, and then she went to see what was going on. Um, Now, at some point in time, I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember why she left actually, but at some point in time, um, Brooklyn was talking to Maxie, and when she turned away for a second, Brooklyn took Maxie's ultrasound, like the image or whatever of the baby, and so when Britt came back, um, Brooklyn was like, yeah, they did an ultra thing, and I don't know what happened to everything. I don't know what's going on, but here's a picture. Everything's good. All right, bye. And she left. And she walks towards Valentine. She shows him the ultrasound. And then she just kind of walks out. And I'm just not there thinking, um, I don't know how that actually worked out in your favor. I'm still not understand how that worked out in your. It just seemed like things just happen to make it work out in her favor. Because I'm sitting there thinking, okay, so this is where you're gonna get caught, right? Like Brit's gonna sit there and see that you're not pregnant, and you know, she's gonna know or something, but no. Um, Valentine's out there, he's freaking out and stuff like that, and you know, seeing Valentine being worried and concerned and vulnerable and stuff like that, you really get a good appreciation for this character. And a lot of people really like Valentine, and they're like, oh, he's going to be a great parent, and yada, 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 this, that, and the third. And it's like, oh, Valentine. Now, let's just kind of keep in mind that this is the same guy that a couple years ago, when he thought that Nicholas was his nephew, he shot him out of a window and kept a bunch of people hostage and shot Kevin. So I just want to kind of remind people that that guy, he didn't exactly go away. Because I'm sitting there watching this episode, and you're seeing Valentine in this different light and everything like that, and I'm just like, I don't want to be one for bringing up the past, and I know that you can bring up the past on a lot of characters. I'm just want to remind people that this is the same guy who shot Nicholas out of a window. So, yeah, but with that being said, yeah, he's freaking out, he's concerned, and he's more like, he's definitely feeling some sort of way about how Brooklyn is acting, and she's just being all very casual and just nonchalant, like it's just not a big deal. So he's concerned about that as well. So Anna's there to kind of just, help him get through, help him deal with his emotions right now. Anna also talks to Maxie, which Maxie wants no parts of her. And to be honest, I can't blame Maxie. Now, here's the thing. I get 100% that Maxie is really angry with Anna for how she dealt with the whole Peter situation, for allowing her to get so close to Peter and all that stuff. But here's the thing, Maxie has screwed up plenty of times. Plenty of times. Hell, I'm pretty sure, and granted, I didn't watch this, this is my hiatus point, but didn't she have something to do with the fact that she kept Rocco, like a whole year or something like that, or for a good time being, because I don't know if she lost a baby or something happened, but, she did something with Lulu's child, and after a while, Lulu did forgive her. And this is on top of the other countless stuff that Maxie has done over the years. So while I understand why she is really angry at Anna, and she has every right to be, at some point, she's going to have to kind of start to work towards forgiving her. It's not, hell, Maxie was literally sitting there saying to the baby that, she's a ninja at, lying and deception and stuff like that. And I'm just like, those aren't exactly qualities you should be like proud of, and that comes from years of you screwing up and screwing over other people. So I just kind of want to put that on the table. Now Peter does come to the room, and because Maxie was like, it's time for the plan or whatever, the first part of the plan. So Peter comes in there, make sure that Maxie's okay. And Britt, after a while, takes him out the room and is like, listen, this is caused by her stress. You're stressing her out. Okay? You're constantly coming in there, you're constantly barging in her house. You know what I'm saying? You can't do this. Because we were able to stop the contractions today, but we can't keep relying on that. So you're gonna have to give her some breathing space. And after she came back in the room, arguing with Anna and stuff like that, Peter was like, listen, if you need me to stay away, I'm going to stay away, just to kind of just give him some breathing space. Now, with that being said, the final scene of Peter is him looking at Anna talk to Valentine. Now earlier, Brando was there talking about, his mother spending a lot of time with Gladys, and he just found it very weird and odd, and so did Cyrus. So he was like, you need to kind of do some more digging to find out what's going on. He talks to Peter, and Peter was like, yeah, so that at the Metro Court. They both figure out that they're on to Gladys, knowing that she's the witness and stuff like that, and trying to set Jason free. And I'm sitting there thinking, you know what? It's only a matter of time before either Peter or both of them suspect that, Gladys is not, Valentine's not just hanging out with Gladys for no reason, just because, I was going to sit there and say, you know what? I'm just not going to be mean to Gladys today, but he's not hanging out with Gladys for her, personality or anything like that. So, they realize that most likely that Valentine is working with Carly to try to get Jason exonerated through Anna and stuff like that. So, Cyrus is like, that seems like it's going to be a problem. And Peter looks at Finn and is like, nope, it's going to go all well. And he gives that villain look. And I'm just like, Peter's a really good addition to this show, because, like I said, when he goes in villain mode, when he has that grin, that look on his face, it's just like, something's about to happen, and it's gonna get interesting. Now after Brando leaves, because Nicholas comes to talk to Cyrus, and Brando leaves, and so here's the thing. I've been reading in the comment section and stuff like that about how Nicholas shouldn't sit there and play Valentine's game. He should just sit there and just stay strong and just, resolve and all that good stuff. But here's the thing. People are sitting there saying that, listen, you can't trust, even if Nicholas finds Cyrus' mother, there's no guarantee that Alexis is going to be safe. And you're absolutely right. There is no guarantee that even if Nicholas fulfills his part of the bargain, that Alexis is going to be safe. But here's the thing. There's a guarantee that if he doesn't do what Cyrus says, that there's something that's going to happen to Alexis. And that's where it comes from. And that's where, my whole stance on, like, Nicholas, at this point, you don't have a choice but to play ball. You really don't. And here's the thing. It's easy to sit there and tell, it's easy for people to sit there and say, and not just my comment section, just in, other people's comment sections, and, like when I watch clips and stuff like that, it's easy for people to sit there and say, no, Nicholas, don't give in to Cyrus. It's like, well, here's the thing. If he doesn't give in to Cyrus, and Alexis has, let's say, a broken arm, how good is his resolve going to be then? This is going to be really hard to look at Alexis and knowing that he could have did something to prevent it. So, yeah, at this point, I'm just like, dude, at this point, just do what he says and just hope for the best, because at this point there's really not a lot of wiggle room. There really isn't. At one point Nicholas tries to sit there and play chicken with Cyrus. It's like, oh well, I can get back your mother and then I'll have her to do what I want. But then Cyrus is gonna do what he wants to Alexis. You see how that doesn't work out for you? So ultimately, he takes a deal, because there's really no other option. So he takes a deal, he leaves, and then he just pretty much just berates Brando at this point, because Brando was just not living up to his expectations, and he's like, you know, you could just drive me around. I left finding my mother into more capable hands. Because if he doesn't, well, you know, bad things happen in Pentonville. Period. Now, Nicholas does go to visit Alexis and just says, you know, listen, while you're in jail, you know, I'll make sure that, you know, people are going to have your back and you're going to be okay. I mean, you look at it, you know, their relationship, and Alexis has been like a second mother to Nicholas. So there's not anything that Nicholas wouldn't do for Alexis. Now with that being said, this other part was just like, eh. And this, of course, is the Christina and Molly scenes with Alexis. Pretty much all that really happens is Alexis wants to make sure that they're going to be okay. You know, she wants them to live together and, you know, not really worry about her and just kind of just live life and just prosper, pretty much. And at first, Christina's like, I don't know about that because I'm not sitting there trying to be a third wheel and whatever. But ultimately, she decides to do it because it will make her mother at ease. Now, at some point, Christina did sit there and say something along the lines of, you know, maybe there's a way for, you know, Alexis to not miss your graduation. So I don't know if they're going to do something in the next episode or not. But other than that, I'm not going to lie, it really didn't go too much of anywhere. It was kind of just like, all right, whatever. I'd sit there and look at my notes or whatever, and I was like, is that really about... I was like, nope, that isn't. The last scene pretty much was Finn talking to Chase. Yeah, Finn talking to Chase, and then Gregory walked in. Now, the big thing was, you know, Finn was like, listen, you know, we're going to sit there and try to get together. We're going to try to hash things out as a family. Just try to get to a better place. And when Gregory talked to Finn, you know, that's pretty much where the conversation was, you know, just kind of, you know, having a dinner to just kind of just hash things out. Now, Gregory was like, I don't know about that. I mean, I'm not exactly ready. Like, seeing y'all two together, it's just, it gives me bad vibes, bad energy. I'm good. But, you know, Finn's like, listen, if don't do it for me, don't do it for Jackie, do it for Chase. And at first he says no. But, of course, Chase comes in and, well, I mean, you just really can't say no to Chase at this point. So he agrees. And, you know, some scenes for Violet. Nothing major except for the fact that Violet did feel a bit of tension. Like, when they were all just kind of just, like, together, like, Violet was like, yo, what's... You alright? Like, it's a little kind of awkward. Like, even she picked up on that. So I think moving forward, like, I think that may be, like, in their best interest. And at one point, you know, Finn was like, you know, I didn't want to call you because I ain't know if he was still upset or whatever. And, you know, because Finn's whole thing to deal with a problem is to just kind of just not really do anything with the problem. Like, he just kind of just like, all right, well, I'll just let it sit and hopefully it'll get better. And clearly that's not, you know, how it works out because you saw that whole disaster. So, yeah, Gregory agrees to have the family get together and kind of hash things out. Yeah, I think that's about it. I don't think I really missed too much of anything. Honestly, to tell you the truth, the last two scenes was just like, you know. For me, that's how I looked at it. The Maxie stuff and Peter and even Brooklyn, that stuff was interesting because honestly, to tell you the truth, towards the end, and I did forget this. I'm glad I didn't actually just end this yet. When Britt came back to look at, you know, check on Max and stuff like that, talk about how the plan worked or whatever. So, you know, Peter's gonna sit there and keep his distance for a little bit. She starts to try to look for her ultrasound, and it's like, it's not here. Like, what happened to it? And Max was like, I don't know. And that's what Britt is like, yeah. Because she, honestly, tell you the truth, when she looked at the ultrasound the first time that Brooklyn showed her, something just, it didn't look right. You know, like, it gave her pause. And so when she realized that her, you know, her ultrasound was missing, you know, she was like, there's something up. And plus, I'm not going to lie, the fact that the ultrasound was like kind of ripped up the way it was, I'm surprised she didn't say anything then. But yeah, so I think that Britt knows that there's something going on with Brooklyn. And honestly, to tell you the truth, like I said, that was probably the highlight of this episode. Besides the fact that Nicholas was talking to Cyrus. I don't know. I know everyone has their opinion. I know a lot of people sitting there saying that, you know, Nicholas should stay strong and not give in and not give back, you know, his mother. You know, because even if he does, you know, Cyrus could still, like, you know, turn on him. But I'm just like, well, if you don't, you know absolutely what's going to happen. But anyway, that's just my thoughts. With that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank everyone for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. I cannot believe I'm sitting there kind of kicking myself because I'm just like, wait. When Brooklyn left, she was... It shows she was pregnant. I'm like, how did I miss that? Like, when she came back, she showed the baby bump and everything, like the fake thing or whatever, and I was like, okay, so she's scheming. Okay, that's cool. And I totally forgot that until somebody wrote it in the comment section. So yes, thank you for writing in the comment sections in general. This is why I really appreciate, you know, when people do it. Not just because I want to hear what people got to say, but also, you know, some good information that clearly I missed. Because GH has a way of just acting like people just totally forgot, like me. With that being said, I'm going to go. Thank you for watching. Be safe. I will catch you in the next video.